Here are the top stories for today, June 18, 2019. Malacanang denies summoning Chinese Ambassador Xiao Jianhua over the alleged boat ramming by a Chinese vessel at Recto Bank. The military implicates the CPP-NPA in the killing of two members of human rights group Karapatan. Police in Tagum City filed charges against officials involved in an investment scam. And the Filipino community in Beijing cap off its celebration of Independence Day.
Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Malacanang denies that it summoned Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Xiao Jianhua, to discuss the alleged ramming and abandonment of a Chinese vessel to a Filipino fishing boat near the Recto Bank on June 9. Inquirer.net published an article claiming that Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana confirmed to reporters on Monday that Xiao was summoned to Malacanang to explain the incident. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo, however, dismissed the Inquirer report as false. Panelo said that although Lorenzana suggested to invite and not summon Xiao, it was not adopted by the cluster cabinet. He reiterated that the palace will await the final findings of both the Philippine and Chinese governments before agreeing on how to resolve the issue. In a speech during the 121st anniversary of the Philippine Navy on Monday, President Rodrigo Duterte explained his previous silence on the issue, saying he would rather wait for results of an investigation before making any statements. He maintained that what happened is a maritime incident that is best investigated. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. has reported to the United Nations the recent collision between Filipino and Chinese fishing boats near Recto Bank in the West Philippine Sea on June 9. Locsin on Monday underscored the duty of all states to come in aid of persons in distress at sea. During the 29th meeting of states parties to the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, Locsin said 22 Filipino crew were left in the water until a Vietnamese vessel took them on board. We are eternally in debt to our strategic partner Vietnam for this act of mercy and decency. He said that the incident highlights the moral and possibly legal imperative of coming to the rescue of persons in distress at sea. Article 98 of UNCLOS explicitly provides for the duty to render assistance. He said the rescue of persons in distress is a universally recognized obligation of people and government, as he described the abandoning of people in distress as a felony. More naval assets and equipment will arrive and further boost the capabilities of the Philippine Navy in July. These include 3 more multi-purpose attack crafts, which will be armed with Spiker surface-to-surface missiles by the first quarter of 2020. Philippine Navy Flag Officer in Command Vice Admiral Robert M. Pedrad once said, the equipment arrives, they will have a total of 15 MPACs, 6 of which will have missile capabilities. Also in July, the Navy will accept the delivery of its first ever Pohang-class corvette, which was donated by South Korea. M. Pedrad said the deployment of 5 ships, 1 Pohang corvette, and the Philippine Navy's MPACs in Mindanao will hasten the end of the 50-year-old insurgency problem. Around 9,000 policemen will be deployed in the upcoming 4th State of the Nation address of President Rodrigo Duterte on July 22nd. PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde said on Monday that more personnel will be deployed compared to the more than 7,000 from last year. Albayalde noted that there was no recorded violent dispersal since Duterte assumed the presidency in 2016. Meanwhile, NCRPO Chief Guillermo Eleazar said he will directly supervise the security preparations and operations in Metro Manila. He said demonstrators will not be prevented from holding rallies for as long as these are held peacefully. He added that the police are open for dialogue with leaders of the groups who will join the SONA protests. Eleazar said they have so far not monitored any threat to security in relation to President Duterte's upcoming SONA. Police accused of killing the aide of former Congressman Glenn Chong filed their counter affidavits. Meanwhile, the NCRPO assures it is ready for the rainy season. More on these and other news around the metro from Janice Cabe.
The 23 policemen implicated in the death of Richard Santillan, the aide of former Biliran Representative Glenn Chong and his female companion, filed their counter affidavits on Monday. All respondents denied the murder allegations, according to Assistant Prosecution Lawyer Gino Yanga. Another hearing is scheduled on June 25, where the involved parties are expected to present additional witnesses. The police are facing 2 counts of murder and 1 count of planting of evidence in the incident that the NBI identified as a rub-out. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives reports that it has passed 250 bills from July 23, 2018 until June 4, 2019. These include 82 national bills, 166 local bills, and 2 joint resolutions. The House submitted 44 measures, including 25 national bills, to the Office of the President. It also ratified 15 bills, adopted 10 Senate versions, and approved 30 Senate amendments. In other news, the NCRPO expressed readiness on Monday to respond to disasters and other emergencies this rainy season. NCRPO Director General Guillermo Eleazar said they will coordinate with local disaster risk reduction and management offices regarding disaster response. Meantime, Eleazar urged the public to keep their surroundings garbage-free to prevent flooding. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cabe.
Still to come, the military implicates the CPP-NPA in the killing of 2 members of human rights group Karapatan. Police in Tagum City filed charges against officials involved in an investment scam. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
The Environment, Tourism and Interior Departments recommended to close Boracay for 6 months.
To address issues such as illegal structures and faulty drainage systems that is affecting Boracay's prized beach.
The last time na nandito is 2017. It's actually crowded. Sobrang dami ng tao. Everywhere, makikita mo talaga bars and drinks and makalat talaga.
We had more cases of skin disease. We had more cases of diarrhea.
So nagkasama-sama lahat ng mga agencies, tiningnan ano ba ang plano natin sa Boracay, compliance on Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, at saka yung ating environmental compliance.
When they started demolishing, we saw that there was action, that they put their money where their mouth is.
Lahat ng nagamit na tubig ng customer, we collect it through our sewer lines, and then it goes through a treatment process sa treatment plant.
It was nice that it happened. Finally, Boracay got the attention it is in deep need of.
I think a lot of work was done during the closure. The water is clear, the oceans are clean, there seems to be a lot of wildlife returning. We had, for the first time in 10 years, we had turtles hatching on the beach a couple of days ago.
During the closure, you could see like the eagles came back and everything that we have had for a long time.
Pumasyal pa nga yung mga kondito udanding, galing na Cebu.
In the end, it's a good thing, yes. It was hard for us, but it was also a wake-up call.
The beach was cleaned up and is officially set to reopen on October 26th.
Wala nang kumakain sa beach, bawal nang manigarilyo.
Gumanda yung isla namin as in bumalik sa dati na ambience.
We teach kids about pollution, solid waste management, because they're the ones who will sustain all the things that we're doing now.
A military task force expressed fear that the recent killing of 2 human rights group members in Sorsogon is the handiwork of the Communist Party of the Philippines' New People's Army. AFP Duty Chief of Staff Antonio Parlade Jr., who is also an official of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, called on the Commission on Human Rights to investigate the murder of Karapatan members Ryan Hubilia and Nelly Bagasala. The 2 were killed by unidentified gunmen in Seabreeze Home Subdivision, Barangay Cabidan, Sorsogon on June 15. Parlade said the killing may have been done to support the filing of writs of amparo and habeas data by leftist groups, which are based on allegations of government harassment and attacks. Parlade earlier warned that the CPP-NPA might purge fellow members, such as those from the National Union of People's Lawyers and Karapatan, if only to embarrass the state. Hubilia and Bagasala worked for the release of arrested NPA members and paid the bail for their temporary liberty. And in our business news, Globe Telecom has partnered with ISOC Infrastructure and Malaysia-based Edocto Group for the sharing of cell sites and other communication infrastructure. The 3 companies signed on Monday a memorandum of understanding in support of the Common Tower Policy of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. The deals calls for the construction of 150 cell sites within the Calabarzon region, which may be jointly used by all local telcos. Globe Vice President for Site Acquisition and Management Vincent Temponco said they hope to have the cell sites in the next 6 to 12 months. The department is also set to sign an agreement with ISOC and Edotco to fast-track the process of granting permits and the clearing of right-of-way for the building of cell sites. In Tagum City, Davao, officials of a firm involved in a shadowy investment scheme are facing a case of large-scale estafa. The Tagum City Police Station said they are filing charges of estafa against Kenneth Nagas, CEO of Questlink Digital Marketing Service, and Operations Manager Roji Estrellenta Sabando. The case is based on the complaint of Christian Estabes, who is a local coordinator for the company. Estabes accused Nagas and Sabando of fleeing with some 200 million pesos paid by investors to join the company's get-rich-quick scheme. He was compelled to voluntarily surrender on June 13 to clear his name after the company's agents and clients started asking about their payouts and to protect himself from threats. A number of Questlink members have already registered their complaints. Authorities have arrested 2 women who allegedly claim to be representatives of Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio. The National Bureau of Investigation on Monday presented to the media Ida Josephine Villahermosa and Delta Pasco Bernardo. The 2 were arrested following a letter from Raul Nadella, a chief of staff of the Office of the City Mayor of Davao City. The complaint said unscrupulous individuals were following up cases before the National Labor Relations Commission using the name of Mayor Sara. The mayor herself executed a sworn statement saying that she has not instructed anyone to represent her to government agencies, including the NLRC. The 2 are facing charges of usurpation of authority or official function before the Office of City Prosecutor of Quezon City. They also have pending cases of estafa and illegal recruitment. The Baguio City government pays tribute to its outgoing mayor. Meanwhile, the price of Dagupan's native bangus drops due to oversupply. More on these and other news from the provinces from Benj Mondo.
In Baguio City, workers and residents paid tribute on Monday to the invaluable contribution of outgoing Mayor Mauricio Domogan, who served the city for more than 30 years. Association of City Executives President Leticia Clemente hailed Domogan for leading the people of Baguio in rising from the 1990 killer quake. She also cited the mayor's example in governance, which led to Baguio receiving numerous awards in various fields. Domogan served as city mayor from 1992 to 2001, congressman from 2001 to 2010, and back as mayor from 2010 up to the present. In Pangasinan, the City Agriculture Office of Dagupan recorded a drastic decrease in the price of bangus. price of bangus dropped from 160 pesos per kilo in the past months to 125 pesos per kilo this June. The Agriculture Office said this is due to oversupply, which has been the common trend as fish growers harvest the fish every June. In Davao City, the school behind bars program has made grade 11 available for inmates hoping to finish their studies. Those who finished grade 10 or 4th year high school are eligible to enter grade 11. The school in Bars is now on its 3rd year. It also offers computer technology and agribusiness programs. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondo.
Up next, Antique reports 3 deaths caused by dengue this year. The Filipino community in Beijing caps off its celebration of Independence Day. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Sa refrigerator, kailangan ito hindi mahirapang magpalamig. Maaaring hindi nyo napapansin. Pero ang refrigerator, ang tanging appliance na walang tigil. Ang ilaw, electric fan, TV, computer at iba pa, ino-off pag hindi ginagamit. Pero ang ref, tuloy-tuloy lang. 24 oras, araw-araw, tuloy-tuloy ang konsumo sa kuryente. Hanggat maaari, hindi kami sobrang bukas-sara. Planado ang mga ilalabas at ipapasok para sabay-sabay magawa ito. Pagka kasi ang ugali ay ganare, kuha ng kamatis, tapos bukas uli, kuha ng tubig, tapos bukas na naman, kuha ng isda. Maya-maya, kailangan din pala yung karne. And then, pasok ang pitsil ng tubig. Sara uli. Teka, may tirang ulam pala. Naiinitin. Ay, bukas uli. Minsan pa, may amnesia. Pagbukas ng ref, tititig ng matagal, nalimutan kung ano ang kukunin. Close open na close open. Nakaw! Ang lamig ng ref, singaw ng singaw. Kaya ang motor nito, sige lang ng sige sa andar. Ay ano pa nga ba? Ay di lalakas ang konsumo. Common sense lang yun. And please lang, ang ref ay hindi aircon o electric fan. Para sa pagkain at inumin lang ito. Hindi para palamigin tayo. Kaya para mapababa ang konsumo sa kuryente ng ref, dapat hindi ito mahirapang magpalamig. Nang ang motor nito ay hindi todo-todo ang handa.
Sa paggamit ng refrigerator, i-diskarte mo. I-power mo, i-safety mo, i-secure mo, i-diskarte mo.
In Antique, the dreaded mosquito-borne disease dengue hemorrhagic fever has already claimed 3 lives. In a media interview Monday, Integrated Provincial Health Officer Dr. Rick Noel Naciongayo said a 9-year-old girl from Culasi town proper died while undergoing treatment at the Angel Salazar Memorial General Hospital on Sunday night. The first casualty was a 7-year-old girl reportedly from Barangay Naba, Culasi, while the second one is a 6-year-old girl from Barangay Esperanza, Culasi. The victim from Barangay Naba passed away last May 22nd, while the one from Barangay Esperanza died on June 1st. Naciongayo said he will soon meet with Culasi Town Mayor Jose Jeffrey Joji Lomungan to discuss interventions against dengue, such as the conduct of massive cleanup and installation of treated mosquito nets in various schools. Dengue cases in the province noted a 41% increase from 213 cases last year to 300 dengue cases this year from June 1st to June 8th this year. The Department of Health Cordillera has distributed curtains treated with insecticides as part of their dengue prevention program. DOH CAR Acting Regional Director Dr. Amelita Pangilinan said that they have distributed rolls of treated curtains to high-risk areas that have recorded the most number of dengue cases. Dengue-carrying mosquitoes are expected to die once they touch the installed treated curtains. The Regional Health Department has also cautioned that mosquitoes have changed their behavior and will now bite any time of the day. DOH CAR has also emphasized that the best way to get rid of mosquitoes is to eradicate their breeding sites, as dengue has now become a year-round illness. The heightened dengue prevention program is a response to the 53% increase of recorded dengue cases in the region from January 1 to June 1st this year compared to the same period in 2018. The Filipino community in Beijing, China ended its celebration of the 121st Philippine Independence Day at the Philippine Embassy on Sunday. Activities during the event include performances of folk songs and dances and indigenous games. Booths in the embassy sold local food, street food, and Filipino desserts. The Filipino community in Beijing, or Philcombe, also set up a sari-sari store selling items that are rare in China. Philippine Ambassador to China, Jose Santiago Santa Romana, said that this year's commemoration reflects the spirit that drives Filipinos to live and work abroad. He called on Filipinos to rely on each other in the spirit of compassion, adding that the Philippine Embassy in Beijing is always open to help them. The envoy noted that the Filipino community in China also reflects the strong friendship between the two countries. In sports, Philippine Olympic Committee President Ricky Vargas resigned as member of the Philippine Southeast Asian Games Organizing Committee Foundation's Board of Trustees. Vargas announced his resignation, which was effective April 2nd, during the POC FISGOC National Sports Association's alignment meeting on Monday. The FISGOC Foundation, which was created in preparation for the Philippines' hosting of the Southeast Asian Games, was among the topics discussed during the alignment meeting. The POC chief cited conflict of interest in his decision to relinquish his post. He, however, clarified that he will stay as FISGOC co-chairman. The Philippines will be hosting for the fourth time the 2019 SEA Games from November 30 to December 11. Ilocos Norte is taking advantage of its churches and religious landmarks to draw in tourists and devotees. One of its latest attractions is a minor basilica enshrining the 400-year-old La Virgen Milagrosa de Badoc. Joyce Cudis tells us more.
In Badoc, Ilocos Norte, the St. John the Baptist continues to attract pilgrims all over the world, a year after it was declared a minor basilica. This is where the La Virgen Milagrosa de Badoc, known as Ilocos Norte's patroness, is enshrined. Devotees from Badoc believe that the Blessed Mother landed in the town for a purpose. The Marian image and the crucified Christ were believed to have come from Japan in the 16th century, set afloat by the persecuted Christians. An annual May festival honoring the 400-year-old patroness is also drawing thousands of visitors in the province. The event highlights the arrival of the galleon trade, which paved the way how the image of the Blessed Virgin Mother landed in Badoc. Aside from popular destinations in the province such as the Bangoy Bay Windmills, Blue Lagoon in Pagudpod, Kapurpurawan Rock Formation in Burgos, and sand dunes in Poway, several travel agents are now offering devotional tour packages, which include the Badoc Church as one of the latest destinations of pilgrims. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Cudis.
Expect warm and humid weather in the next few days. The country will experience a monsoon break where the southwest monsoon weakens temporarily. However, sudden downpour may still happen in the afternoon or evenings. Meanwhile, let's check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. And here's another look at today's biggest stories.
Malacanang denies summoning Chinese Ambassador Xiao Jianhua over the alleged boat ramming by a Chinese vessel at Recto Bank. The military implicates the CPP-NPA in the killing of two members of human rights group Karapatan. Police in Tagum City filed charges against officials involved in an investment scam. And the Filipino community in Beijing cap off its celebration of Independence Day.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.